So guys, in the last video I talked about why I left Dubai for Australia for 12 days, and that video got me a lot of DMs on Instagram, and a lot of people were very surprised about the whole situation. To be honest, if you guys have been following me for a long time, you know that I'm a mama's boy. I love my family. Family's everything to me. And I just want to talk about how is it to move to Dubai 4 months ago, and what is the whole experience of this situation, because it's a very interesting time that I moved here. I moved here during technically a war, right? So let's just call it how it is. And people always ask me every single day, is it safe? I get comments, people laughing like, oh, Dubai, is that even still a place? Things like that. And I just want to tell you guys right now, straight away, that Dubai is extremely safe. It always has been. And this whole situation actually has proved to me that I actually moved to the right place, because if the government can intercept all these missiles before they even touch the ground, after this whole situation, they're going to become even more proactive than they already are. The UAE government is so proactive already in so many situations, so many scenarios, and their defense system is amazing. Guys, I'm not paid to say any of this. I'm from Australia. I'm an Australian-born citizen. Why would I always talk about how good Dubai is? I just moved here. You guys know me. I'm a very critical person. I say things that are very controversial sometimes. If you guys have been following me for at least 2-3 years, you know that. And I've gotten in trouble for what I've said before. But right now, I want to tell you that living in Dubai, being on the other side of the world, I was born in Sydney, so this is a big difference to me. Being here, it is actually a dream come true. And, I was a bit anxious at the start when the first when it broke out, let's just say, in Dubai Marina, and my friends were in Dubai Marina, they kind of got really scared and they left and they went outside the country. But for me, I knew that being here was always going to be the right situation for me, right? It was the right thing for me to do. Coming from Australia is great in many ways, but for fashion and for opportunities such as being a content creator, it's not the best. And I feel like I hit the ceiling of opportunities and what I could do in Australia. And I thought, where could I go? There's only one place that really interested me always, was Dubai. And I've wanted to live in many places. I've wanted to live in Bali, I've wanted to live in New York, I've wanted to live in Japan, I've wanted to live in Korea. But the only place right now that makes sense for me, now I'm 26, but I moved when I was 25. I moved in December last year. Now it's April as I'm recording this. April is my birth month, so I just turned 26. And at the age of 25 years old, I feel like Dubai is the place to be. When you're 23, 24, 25, 26, these age ranges is perfect to be in Dubai. When you're building something, when you have no family, when you are solo, when you are hungry for more, when you're hungry for growth. Australia is beautiful, and I love Australia, but it's not the place to be if you are an entrepreneur that wants to build something that's in a creative industry. Now, I've talked about this before many times with artists that I know, that with rappers and things like that. And they've always told me that Australia has limited them a lot. And then once they moved out of Australia to things like LA, to places like Tokyo, to places like Dubai, it's when their career leveled up so much. And that is true, because 4 months later, I'm here in Dubai. I've leveled up so much. I've learned so much about myself. I've never lived anywhere else outside of Australia. I have traveled all around the world. All over the world I've traveled, but I've never lived somewhere. So this is my first time actually moving somewhere and living there. And for me, I can say that Australia is more family oriented. So when you have a family, you can settle down there and it'll be amazing for you in so many ways. But if you're hungry for growth, if you're an entrepreneur that wants to level up, as soon as you land in Dubai, the air here is different. People here are so hungry. They want to network with you. Everywhere I go, every single day, someone comes up to me with an opportunity because they see my outfits. Guys, I wear the crazy colorful outfits. Today I'm dressed in all pink, and I just feel like in Australia, I get ridiculed sometimes for my style. I get laughed at sometimes. And I don't mind that, to be honest. It doesn't matter to me. But why would I stay in Australia when there's places like Paris or Dubai where people actually love my outfits? They come up to me and I make friends with them. I do business with them. someone I meet on the street can literally come up to me and say, do you want to model for my brand? I'll say, of course. And then that's it. That's how quick business happens here. In Australia, like, people are very jealous, and I was born there, so I spent 25 years of my life there. So I can say this with 100% guarantee that tall poppy syndrome, what people say about it, it is true. Crabs in a bucket mentality, that's the mentality of Australians. And I think that we get that from our British counterparts. Because, of course, if you know the history of Australia, you know that, it's a convict country. We come from the UK. But anyway, I just want to say that you should go where you are celebrated. If you are watching this and you are an amazing fashion creative person and you are in places like New Zealand or Australia, trust me, guys, once you move to Europe or Dubai, you will level up so much. And even with this whole situation going right now, where people are, it's uncertain, or things are going, it's not safe there. I mean, you guys are just watching things on your TV. I'm here, I'm actually experiencing this. You guys see on my stories, I'm outside every day. I'm doing business, I'm styling clients. As a fashion stylist, Dubai, people are outside buying clothes, they're going shopping, they're doing their things. I mean, life here has gone on as usual. Of course, some businesses have struggled, and I understand that. But in terms of fashion hasn't slowed down. People buy fashion in every single, people buy fashion in every scenario. Whenever something's going down, even recessions, people buy fashion. And I'm not saying this is a recession or anything, but to be honest, fashion will always be bought because people will always want to have new clothes. People will always want to express themselves. And this channel is all about self-expression. So I talk about that a lot. But this is basically just thoughts of moving here and a follow-up from my previous video. If you guys haven't watched the previous video, please go watch it. And the only thing that I do not like about Dubai is my whole family is in Australia. So I just traveled back around 2 weeks ago to Australia for my 26th birthday, because this was a big birthday that I wanted to celebrate with my grandma and my mum, and of course my auntie, uncle, cousins, and my friends that are in Australia as well, but mainly my mom and grandma, so that's the only thing I don't really have in Dubai is family. So that's the one thing that has been hard for me, because when you spend most of your time around family, or not most, but a lot of your time around family, and now you're suddenly without them, it does force you to grow because you're outside your comfort zone. But for me, like, just doing video calls and WhatsApp and Botim, even like downloading Botim was a new one for me. But these things, it doesn't replace human connection. Being there face to face, seeing them 2 weeks ago was amazing. And the 12 days that I was in Australia, it went by so quickly. And the 14-hour flight to there and back to Dubai, 14 hours each. That's a long time, right? 28 hours in the air. But it was worth it. Hugging my mom, hugging my grandma, crying, seeing them, smiling. It was all worth it, because at the end of the day, these are the experiences that, money can't buy. So these are my initial impressions of moving here 4 months later. And, I'm very glad to be here. I'm very grateful to God, because me coming from Western Sydney and being here in Dubai against all odds is an achievement of its own. And I never expected that I would be here. I never expected I would make it out of my postcode. Being out of Bankstown, it's a huge thing. And just saying that right now gives me goosebumps. I love to be here. I love to create content right now. People are walking by, they're saying things, and it's good, because in Australia, when I do photo shoots or I have my tripod set up here doing a YouTube video, people say negative things. But in Dubai, people say positive things like nice outfit, who are you, let's connect, things like that. It's a big difference. So environment is everything, and getting outside your hometown is the best thing you can do possible. I think I covered everything. I didn't have my whiteboard this episode, but I just wanted to relay some thoughts off the top of my head. And guys, if you are looking for a fashion stylist in Dubai or Abu Dhabi, you can connect with me on Instagram at bav.exo. I have the link down below. And I have a free style confidence starter guide, which shows you how to biohack confidence through style. I talk all about psychology on this channel. And I got here to Dubai from Sydney because I basically cheated the system. I used my outfits as expression. No one really did that in Australia. I used color and I used dopamine dressing in particular to set myself apart from other people, to set myself apart from the algorithm in Australia. Everyone dresses in monochrome colors like black and white. And then they see this crazy guy in all color, like, who is this guy? Where is he from? He can't be from Sydney, right? I'm actually, I am from Sydney. So anyway, if you want to download that, it's free and it's 28 pages. It will change everything you think about fashion. Download that in the link below. And I also do video consultations with people on my Stand store. So you can click that. That will teach you, I can teach you exactly how to set yourself apart with your style. It's the same thing I do with my in-person styling clients, but it's just through a video call. Thank you guys so much. Dress better, live better. And also leave a comment on your thoughts and subscribe.